So I got to spend some time with OnePlus 5 yesterday at the OnePlus pop-up event in Hyderabad, and my first thoughts were, wow, this does look a lot like the iPhone 7 Plus from the back. But from the front, it looks like the familiar OnePlus 3 or 3T. In fact, when I started using it, I pretty much got the same OnePlus 3T kind of feel. It's got the same 1080p AMOLED display with a 5.5-inch display size. Surprisingly, OnePlus didn't make a jump to a Quad HD display, for which it was heavily criticized on the 3T as well. The new smartphone comes in two colors, slate grey and midnight black, although both colors look quite identical. And you don't really have a choice because the slate grey color is limited to the 6GB variant and the midnight black is limited to the 8GB variant. So I will be drawing a lot of comparisons with the OnePlus 3T, as I've used the 3T quite extensively, and I can't help notice a lot of similarities between the OnePlus 3T and the OnePlus 5. In the hand, the OnePlus 5 felt pretty premium, quite like the 3T. You don't get too many reasons to complain. It has the same unibody aluminium design. The antenna lines are a little different and the corners are rounded off, which is slightly different compared to the 3T. It's also a little bit thinner and narrower from the OnePlus 3T, but it's hardly noticeable. It pretty much looks the same. We also have that classic OnePlus notification slider which everyone loves. There's a USB-C slot at the bottom and the headphone jack still lives on. Thank God they didn't copy this from the iPhone. Coming to the performance, OnePlus 5 is snappy as ever. It's super fast and there is no reason to complain here. Hardly any delay at all in opening the camera or any apps. Like I mentioned earlier, the OnePlus comes in two variants, one with 6GB RAM and 64GB internal storage, and the other with 8GB RAM and 128GB internal storage. Although I didn't see any difference in performance in either the 6GB variant or the 8GB variant. Again here, I didn't really see a lot of difference in the OnePlus 5 compared to the 3T, which with 6GB of RAM was equally fast and efficient. Even the fingerprint sensor sitting in the front clocked the same unlock time as a 3T of 0.2 seconds, which though is incredibly fast but not really an upgrade from the 3T. Though I did notice the fingerprint sensor was a little more responsive than the 3T. It was much faster to set my fingerprints and it almost recognized my finger every time. So that is something I would give to the OnePlus 5. Storage again is an issue according to some, but 64GB on its own is something quite sufficient, some would say, and I do agree. Plus you also get the option for 128GB storage, so that should be more than enough for most. The battery on the OnePlus 5 has actually been reduced to 3300 mAh from 3400 mAh on the OnePlus 3T. Though I've not tested this myself, but OnePlus says that the software optimization in the new phone should mean 20% longer battery life. So the smaller battery on the OnePlus 5 should actually last longer than the OnePlus 3T. The OnePlus 5 also comes with the same dash charging technology that we have seen on the OnePlus 3T, which supposedly gives an entire day's worth of charge in 30 minutes. So there's nothing new here, the same technology as which is there on the 3T. Coming to software, the OnePlus 5 runs Android 7 Nougat out of the box, and even though the OnePlus 3T got the Android 7 update, the software is much better optimized on the new smartphone. The biggest difference between the OnePlus 3T and the OnePlus 5, something that is very obvious to the eyes, is the dual camera setup at the back. Despite the fact that it's a blatant ripoff of the iPhone 7 Plus, the cameras on the OnePlus 5 are actually pretty decent. The dual camera sports a 16 megapixel lens supported by a 20 megapixel telephoto lens, and to be honest, it's no exaggeration, but it really is a very high resolution camera. Though I didn't get a lot of time with it, but I did try out the cameras and I was pretty impressed. The two lenses at the back can work together to create lossless zoom of up to 2x. The cameras also produce a bokeh effect that brings the picture's subject into focus while blurring the background, which makes pictures look really cool. OnePlus also says that the camera will capture more than a third more light than the OnePlus 3T's camera while focusing 40% faster. The front shooter carries the same 16 megapixel lens as a 3T, which on itself was pretty good. But I don't know why, though the same lens, I felt that the camera on the 5 was better, probably due to better specs and software. So the camera is clearly a significant improvement on the OnePlus 5. Coming to specs, the OnePlus 5 has got all the best hardware as usual. It comes with the Snapdragon 835 processor, an Adreno 540 GPU for graphics, and comes with options of either 6GB or 8GB RAM. OnePlus always boasts and bank on the fact that they offer flagship specs at mid-range prices, but OnePlus is slowly breaking out of the bracket with the OnePlus 5. Even though the OnePlus 5 is cheaper than a lot of other flagship devices, 38,000 for the 8GB variant of the OnePlus 5 is exceeding the mid-range price segment. Considering 8GB of RAM is an overkill, the phone can't even use 8 gigs of RAM. It's just a marketing gimmick. What I don't really like here is that you have to buy the most expensive 8GB variant if you want 128GB of storage. If I had a choice for 128GB storage with 6 gigs of RAM, I would have taken that. My final verdict would be, if you're thinking of upgrading to the OnePlus 5 from the OnePlus 3T, I would strongly advise against doing that, as they're pretty much the same phones with just a superior camera. But if you're thinking of getting a new premium phone with really high specs and you can't really shell out money for either the Galaxy S8 or the iPhone 7 or the Pixel or anything like that, then the OnePlus 5 could be worth taking a look at. And it also looks like OnePlus has removed the 128GB storage variant on the OnePlus 3T from sale as well. It's no longer available on Amazon.in, at least not officially by OnePlus. So those were my impressions on the OnePlus 5. You might have different opinions, but this is what I felt. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this cleared things up. Subscribe to Symple Reviews for more tech videos, and I'll see you guys next time.